You are driving along and notice a strange, harsh pinging sound coming from your engine under heavy acceleration, right before your check engine light completely ruins your commute. When you hook up your code reader and find a P00AC, your engine computer is dealing with a dangerously low input voltage signal from the intake air temperature sensor on bank 2. Bank 2 simply refers to the specific side of the engine block that does not contain cylinder number 1. This sensor is essentially a highly sensitive digital weather thermometer that constantly measures the exact temperature of the fresh air being sucked into your intake manifold. This is absolutely critical information because freezing cold air is dense and requires a much richer fuel mixture than hot, thin air. Extremely high intake temperatures also lead to blazing hot combustion chamber temperatures, which directly causes that nasty engine pinging and creates excessive, harmful exhaust emissions. The sensor uses a tiny thermistor supplied with a steady 5-volt reference signal from the powertrain control module. As the incoming air temperature naturally changes, the internal electrical resistance of the sensor changes, which continuously alters the voltage sent back to the main computer. When the computer suddenly sees a voltage reading that corresponds to an impossibly high temperature, like 300 degrees on a freezing winter morning, it realizes the circuit is severely compromised and throws this specific fault code. Because this is very often a wiring circuit issue, you should never just blindly buy a new replacement sensor. The absolute best diagnostic trick is to plug in your skin tool after the car has been sitting completely off overnight. The intake air temperature reading on your scanner should be almost exactly the same as your engine coolant temperature reading. If the air temperature reading is absurdly high while the entire engine is freezing cold, reach under the hood and completely unplug the sensor connector. If the live data reading on your scanner suddenly drops to -20 degrees, you have just proved that the wiring harness is perfectly fine and the sensor itself has internally shorted out and died. However, if you unplug the sensor and the temperature reading remains impossibly high, you are dealing with a wire that has rubbed bare and is shorting directly to ground somewhere deep inside the engine bay wiring harness. Grab your digital multimeter and meticulously trace those wires all the way back to the computer to find the short and fix your fuel mixture.